Charles, I'm sorry to say it. I'm sorry to say this. Across the 3 tiers of government, basically what we do year on year is to budget what a majority of them want to loot. I'm sorry to use this word. Do you remember when the current EFC chairman was sworn into power? He said something very, very interesting. Over 2.9 trillion naira was discovered to have been stolen through over-invoicing at the federal level alone. And it happened across the 3 tiers of government. Nigeria has a global infrastructure development master plan that clearly stated and showed that we need capital investment, non-physical investment of about $100 billion annually over the next 30 years. That is $3 trillion. These monies will not come from government. What we expect government to do, beyond the paltry things they budget, is to put in place programs, policies, enabling environment, security in place to enable the private sector drive investment. I give you a clear example, another example. Nigeria today currently flares over 7.9 billion standard cubic feet of gas. It annually will release over 47 million tons of carbon dioxide equivalent into the economy. And we know that most of the oil majors have refused to capture the flared gases because it will be very, very expensive for them to do over $9 billion. But we have suggested to this government, actually those at the state level, how they can put in place afforestation and reforestation programs tied to agro parks across the nine Niger Delta states that will create over 1 million jobs and help us to generate nothing less than $4 billion, removing the carbon footprints of the oil majors and those who play in the upstream sector. The only state in the whole of the Niger Delta state that have bought into this is Abia State, because they have a reasonable and thinking governor, Dr. Alex Chioma-Oti. If the other governors, everything is not about the federal government. We'll put in place a blueprint on how we can drive this program. Charles, in the next 1 year, within the 9 Niger states, we'll create $4 billion revenue annually over the next 30 years, while taking over 1.5 million people out of poverty. The only state that have appreciated this missions, community diaspora, private-public partnership architecture that we have put in place is Abia State. Others are busy playing politics, pursuing 2027. So the problem is fundamentally the foundational issues of Nigeria. We end up electing and rigging into power men and women who are only after politics. They are not after legacy. They are not after how they can utilize and harness all the factors of production to remove people from poverty, create all inclusive and prosperity for everybody. Nigeria has no business having poor people within us. I tell you of a truth. If we get it right, fix the foundations, in the next 10-12 years, Charles, you will look for any poor man in Nigeria you will not see. We are not lazy people in this country. Just that we have been so unfortunate to be saddled with 99% of who I call political bandits who do not care for the welfare of the people.